So, Series 8 of Doctor Who is complete. Peter Capaldi's maiden voyage on the TARDIS. But what did we think? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it sad? Was it happy? We're going to be discussing it tonight, and we'd love you to join us. Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to the Doctor Who Series 8 review. There's the bit of Clary's chair, there's Clary's tea, and there's Clary.
Here's my Mars bar wrapper.
And there's Clary's Mars bar wrapper. Welcome to the Mars bar wrapper Doctor Who show. So, as you probably know, as you should be aware, over the last 13 weeks, how many episodes have there been? We've done a review of every single episode. 12 weeks, sorry. We've done a review of every single episode. And thank you so much for joining us on all those episodes. And thank you for joining us for all those reviews as well.
It's been a pleasure.
So we thought tonight what we'd do is kind of look at it collectively. You know how people kind of say, oh, I love Series 1, I love Series 4, or whatever. You know, so let's look at Series 8. How will Series 8 be remembered? How will Series 8 be thought of after season 9 and season 10 and all that kind of stuff? Will it go with the classics, or will it go with the ones that you're kind of a bit meh about? So we thought what we'd do, Jenny says nice mug. That's kind of like a double entendre, I think. Well, not a double entendre, but she's talking about the mug and also my face. I see what you did there. I'm going to open up the vault, so you guys are earning some Addy gold, and I'm going to be... Your chair's in front of my TARDIS.
Oh, I didn't know you had a TARDIS there.
Got a little TARDIS there.
Oh.
And
I don't know why you're blaming me for my chair being in front of your TARDIS. You put it here.
Never mind. Can everyone hear Clary okay, by the way? She's quite far from the mic.
Hello!
We heard it. So we thought what we'd do tonight is
I can't see anything anyone's saying, by the way.
So we thought what we'd do tonight is we would talk about... we'd have 3 sections to the show. First section... favourite moments. Second section, worst moments. Third section, kind of overall show. And we would love you to get involved as well using the exclamation mark.
The chair and the mug is kind of ruining the TARDIS set a little.
It is a little bit.
I didn't realise that was
I think if I go there, then you can see the drawers as well. So I have to kind of like spread myself. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so we'd get involved, please, guys. What was your favourite moment or moments of Series 8? Use exclamation mark, question, space, and then tell me your moment, and it'll appear up on the screen in front of me here, and I'll put them up on the screen. Okay, so favourite moments first of all. There's a floating cat to go with the to go with the suitable set. I'm not sure it's working quite so well this evening. Hello. So favourite moments first of all. Put them up on the screen. Put them up. So exclamation mark, question. Do you want to go first or second on favourite moments?
I think we should do one each.
Okay. Do you want to go first or second?
Second.
Okay.
But if you take my favourite moment,
yeah,
I will do a disembodied poke in the face.
Okay. My favourite moment. I'm gonna go for a comedy moment. I'm afraid. I mean, maybe I'll go for a comedy moment and then I'll go for like plot moment. I don't know. But my favourite comedy moment, the bit that actually made me not able to breathe very much, was the episode. Let me get the right one. It was Flatline. It was this tiny TARDIS with Peter Capaldi stuck inside, and you could see the big face, and then there was the bit where Clara dropped the TARDIS, it fell on the train track, and the Doctor's like, oh my God, there's a train coming to me, and he's like, I can't. She's like, move the TARDIS, and he's like, I can't, there's no power, and she's like, think Addams Family, and this little hand came out the TARDIS, and I could probably just do it. Oh, I can't because it's done. This little hand just came out the TARDIS, and like from the Addams Family, just pulled the TARDIS out the way of the train line. And oh God, oh, it made me laugh. I couldn't breathe. It was brilliant. It was comedy. It fitted with the plot line. It didn't feel forced because it's like, well, how would you move a TARDIS if you know? And it fitted with the whole like big on the inside, small big thing. It was very clever, very funny, and really, really made me laugh.
Your favourite moment?
Thank you.
I do remember you laughing at that moment.
I thought it was hilarious. It didn't work though because it fell back over, didn't it? So he got all the way over. Yeah. It was like, phew, and then went like, ah. So what was yours?
So my first favourite moment.
Joining the show then.
You can go next, Smallbean. It's a slightly grim favourite moment.
Okay.
It's the very first episode.
Yeah.
When deep breath when Clara is walking through the kind of underground layer and she's holding her breath.
Yes.
And there's two reasons that...
How long can you hold your breath?
There's two reasons that I love that scene. Or I don't love the scene, but it's one of my favourite scenes. The first reason is that that was the beginning for me of Clara really coming into her own as a character and as the plot line. Because we haven't kind of seen, I don't think, Clara's real strengths in acting before that. But she was really convincing in holding her breath in that scene.
There was like a tear and it was red eyes and... Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was kind of the point where you kind of really started thinking, okay, Clara could be something big in this series. This could be a big series for Clara.
Of course it was.
And it was. It was also the point where the Doctor turned round and just left her, just utterly abandoned her. And we kind of got to know what the Doctor's character was like a little bit. Yeah. And that was so different from any of the
Give me a sonic screwdriver. I might need it.
and then he went. I mean, obviously we do know that he came back in the end. But
there was a moment.
Was a moment. So yeah, I think that's my first favourite moment.
Nice moment. It was interesting. I was looking earlier. I was looking at some quotes from Series 8, just like favourite quotes, and I'd forgotten about this. But there was a point in that first episode where the Doctor says, "It's at moments like this when I wish Amy was here."
Oh right.
And I'd forgotten. Oh yeah. Because obviously at the beginning of that series, then get off the PC. Right, you have to go out point. So he just jumped on the PC. He's not jumping on the off button.
We got told.
He did get told.
We got told live on stream.
He got told live on stream. If you're going to jump on the off button, you get told live on stream. No, poor PC.
He hasn't been out of the house in a week.
He still shouldn't jump on the PC. Yeah, and obviously that then shows again the relationship dynamic that she went from a kind of like a substandard companion in the Doctor's eyes to being one that he saw as an equal, and then he actually said, "She's not my companion, she's my friend." She's stuff in the last one. So, well, Ben, if you jump on here again, I'm going to shut the door like that. Okay, let's get some favourite moments from the chat here. Companion Bree, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there. Says, hopefully this will appear up on the screen. Oh, why is everything going slowly? Companion Bree says, oh, why is that not working? Why is that not working? Sorry, give me a second so I can fix the... Have I somehow managed to delete the on-screen chat bit? That wouldn't be clever if I've done that, would it?
Robin, do you want to cuddle? Do you want a non-jumping on the PC cuddle? Oh, I was on camera. Hello.
Sorry, that should have fixed that. Cool. So, as Companion Bray says, that was our favourite moment. My favourite moment was in the first episode when the Doctor is wearing the tramp cloak and he smells, and Clara says something about it, and he says back, "I know it's everywhere," like he doesn't know how smelly he is. So hilarious.
That was funny. I do remember that.
Well, then there was that whole sequence with the tramp as well, when he just starts like talking at him, and he's in the tramp's like, "What's going on? Give me your coat." And at that point, you're still kind of questioning what's his character, what's his personality, and things like that. We'll go through the episode list in a minute as well, just to kind of remind us what we actually had. So this is Tina's girl. Her favourite moment was the Doctor thanking Missy and then summarising how he's not a good or bad man, etc. Do you remember that in the most recent episode? It was the resolution, kind of the whole, telling me be a pal. It was the whole resolution of, is he a good man, is he a bad man? And it's kind of
you actually weren't so keen on that, were you?
The speech itself was fine. And I did like the... I'm a fan of them drawing up loose ends, and it was a conclusion to what character is the Doctor? And there was a few speeches, I think, that directly addressed it. There was the one on the beach, after the Orient Express, where the Doctor talked about himself, and that final speech there where the Doctor very much kind of said, well, I try my best, and sometimes I have to do bad things, but I do try, and this is my character, and I'm not just in it for power or things like that. So thank you, Tina's girl. Spotsman says my favourite moment was when Clary was on camera a minute ago. Oh, that's kind of weird. Vinny, you know who I am, says my other favourite moment. Sorry, if you do two questions, you overwrite your previous one. My other favourite moment was when the Doctor climbed out of the window in deep breath. The whole door boring, not me thing was hilarious. I liked the bit in that one where he was like, "Why do you have a room to sleep in?" Speech, because you're asleep.
The reason that I think that's quite good is because that's exactly what you think.
It is. You're asleep. Why decorate it?
Right, I'll be decorating the bedroom then.
I really, says Small Monkey, liked the development of both Clara and the Doctor throughout the series, both individually and the relationship between them.
I agree. I feel that's a real strength.
Talk on that one.
Well, first of all, it was the fact that Clara's character was so different this series. We've talked about it loads, this series compared to other series, when she has been previously just kind of a bit generic. And also...
She's gone from being like one of my worst companions to one of the best.
Yeah, definitely.
In this
I agree. And then the Doctor's character development, because this Doctor's character is so different from the Tennant and Matt Smith Doctors.
Yeah.
You're checking out your own face.
No, I'm seeing if the green screen, there's a little white thing there, and I'm not sure if it's the screen or it's the thing. Sorry. I'm not checking out my own face. I know what my face looks like. Okay. There it is.
Yeah. So this Doctor.
This Doctor.
This Doctor is so different.
This Doctor done it.
This Doctor is so different. This Doctor is so different, has such a different character. He's so much colder and a lot more vulnerable. So watching that kind of develop has been really interesting as well. Yeah. And also watching the dynamic between the two of them, because we're kind of used to the Doctor very much being in charge of the companion.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, we've got... What are you looking at?
What?
This time we've got the... What are you looking at?
Sorry, there's a weird stripe here, and I can't work out what it is. Is it you? There's something here.
I don't know. Is that me or is that not me?
I don't know what it is. Something. Oh, it's this.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to do this to you next time you start talking.
Okay, so let's start poking out. Okay, great.
Yeah, so this time we've had Clara telling the Doctor what to do in certain situations, so that's been an interesting development as well. You need to learn to listen politely when other people are talking.
I am listening politely.
No, you're really not.
No, it has been an excellent character development between them, and it's made the series. And at times, we've been doing these reviews, and often we haven't been talking about the plotline of the show. We've been talking. We haven't been talking about the plotline of the show. We've been talking about the relationship between the Doctor and Clara. So yeah, no, I agree. I think it has definitely been a highlight, and it's worked there as an arc as well. Thank you, Small Blue Monkey. Good point. Emmy, can I also say, just before we move on, I don't know if they're here, but Eschwenk sent in a donation on the Doctor Who Legacy show, and I wasn't able to thank them at the time. I don't think they are here, but thank you. If any of you else would like to, or you're a regular viewer and you'd like to contribute, there's a button below, and if you do it during the show, I'll try and announce it, and I'll give you 50 added gold, and I'll give you a golden star for a month. Emmy Skama says, there's one thing I think is very cool. It's when the Doctor banishes off the boneless back to their dimension. We weren't so keen on that one, actually, because we were a bit like...
Well, we were actually a bit confused at the time about what had happened.
Why did he do that an hour ago?
Yeah.
He certainly looked very powerful when he did it, and it was quite a spectacular moment. I'll give you that one. V says, I like the whole series hand down, but the Robin Hood episode was by far my favourite. In fact, while we're talking about episodes, if I just flick us across to the desktop for a second, this is the list of episodes, just to remind ourselves and you guys watching. So we start with Deep Breath, Dinosaurs in London. This was a longer one as well. Obviously, longer episode, Dinosaurs in London, the one half-faced man, all that kind of stuff. Into the Dalek, the kind of miniaturized Dalek exploration. The Robot of Sherwood, obviously the Robin Hood legend. Listen, which was that very, very psychological one that didn't actually end up having an enemy in it at all, just the Doctor thoroughly freaking himself out. That was really how messed up is the Doctor type episode, which is great. Time Heist, obviously with Sabre in it, who came onto the show a few weeks ago, which was great. And the Scary Teller, do you remember them?
I do.
Kill You Just by Thinking About It. The Caretakers, the Doctor spends some time in real life. Kill the Moon, which I personally think was a bit of a disappointment, but others liked it.
I liked half of it and didn't like the other half of it.
Mummy on the Orient Express, which I think might be my episode of the series, to be honest, because it was fun and it was scary and it was, I mean, maybe I'll put that down as one of my favourite moments, just that whole episode. Flatline with the very cool special effects and the freaky things going on. In the Forest of the Night.
Why are you looking at me like that?
In the Forest of the Night. And then the double finale. It just wasn't very good.
Oh, I see.
Dark Water and Death in Heaven, which were the two finale episodes with Missy and everyone else. What else have we got here? Favourite comedy moment was when the Doctor realises he's a Scot and can now complain. Can now complain effectively. That was good. Do you want to read some of these out, honey?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Jenny Bunny's highlight. I shall like her to status.
Jenny Bunny, when he describes Clara as his carer, so I don't have to. I did laugh at that as well. She so I don't.
Yes, she cares, so I don't have to. Although she's in the Irish, that's stupid acting. We will finish, by the way, in time for our Miss Celebrity Get Out of Him.
Will we?
We will.
We will, small bean.
C. Gibson says, my favourite moment was from Time Heist when 12 is telling everyone to shut up. I tend to quote it quite a lot. There was the one that was like, shut up, shuttity, shut up, shuttity, shuttity, something like that. This is Dreaming Pandas. Do you want to read this one? Dreaming Pandas says...
My favourite moment was when the Doctor was hanging around the school in the
Caretaker, the episode, the Caretaker.
I can't read the rest of that, can I? Oh, sorry. My favourite moment was when the Doctor was hanging around the school in the Caretaker and assuming that Clara was dating the guy with the bow tie and the smile on his face.
That was quite cool, actually. Dressed up like him. 11. Yeah, him basically. I'll just read the rest out here. Here's a nice one. Yeah, my favourite moment was when the Doctor was banging his console in total despair, sparks flying in the final episode. A bit morbid, perhaps. Hurt to watch it.
Was it morbid?
It was, but it was great. I don't think we've ever... I mean, the Doctor to smash his own TARDIS. I mean, that's like, oh my God, that's his like favourite thing. Yeah, emotional and dramatic, I agree. Tom Berwick, this is a different one. I was really impressed with just how different each episode felt. I agree with that, actually. They went from... They were like the Robin Hood episode was like a comedy episode, and then there was the heist episode, and then there was the Doctor freaking himself out episode, and yeah, they were different from each other, and I agree. Cool. Right. So let's move on to worst moments. So I'm going to blank the board there, people. What was your worst moments of Series 8? As again, do exclamation mark question and tell me what you didn't like about Series 8, if anything, of course. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
In the Forest of the Night.
You're going to nick mine.
Oh, really?
Probably.
The girl at the end.
The girl at the end.
Okay, we'll have a unanimous worst moment.
Tell me about it.
So there were a few dodgy moments in the Forest of the Night. I stick by my original analysis that I love the idea of London turning into a forest.
Yeah.
But there were so many things in that which were just overstated and awkward. And the girl appearing right at the end was definitely one of them. Just one of those moments where you kind of go, ooh, and you kind of wonder whether... Because, I mean, Capaldi's a good actor.
Yeah.
Not just in this, but in other things. He is a good actor, and you kind of wonder whether he got the script for that and cringe.
Yeah, and if they knew while they were making it or anything like that, yeah, it was terrible. Yeah. I mean, then the fact that both of us instantly went, it's that moment, shows how terrible that moment was. I want to pick two worst moments for me.
Okay.
One's a personal one, and everyone will know this one from my rants over the weeks. The trailers, just the episode ruining trailers. When I watch the next series of Doctor Who, I am going to skip them because they ruined so many episodes for me because I knew everything that was coming. So yeah, the trailers were biggie. And the second thing the one that I really didn't like was in Kill the Moon, where Clara bothered to ask the whole of the world what they wanted her to do, and then completely ignored them anyway. In retrospect, there's a little bit of her taking on the role of the Doctor and therefore making decisions on behalf of people rather than for people.
Maybe don't ask then.
But then maybe don't. It just felt like we could have her ask the whole world, and we can turn lights on and off and things like that. But it just didn't work. And then the fact that you get things like, well, hang on a minute, well, what about the other half of the world and all those kind of things? And then the fact that she then ignored the whole lot anyway it was a silly moment. I didn't mind the Doctor abandoning her so much. I thought that kind of fitted with his like, oh, what's going on type personality. It was the way that she then handled it. Didn't seem to work from a character viewpoint, and didn't seem to work from a plotline viewpoint, and didn't work from a kind of viewer perspective either. It just kind of made you go, type thing. So we're looking at worst moments. Do you have any other worst moments?
I kind of agree with you about the Moon one, but I didn't hate it quite as much as you did. No, let's move on to some others. I'm sure that will come to me.
Jenny Bunny says, yes, this was on my list. The over-the-top somersault that Danny did in the robot alien thing.
I kind of liked that.
Shall we reenact that using Small Bean?
No. What's Small Bean?
It was ridiculous.
You're bullying Small Bean
You
today.
just flipped over and over. It was just it was, what's the phrase? Suspension of disbelief and all those kind of things. Like, you know what you're watching isn't real, but to get involved, you have to forget that what you're watching isn't real. And moments like that make you just going to go, this is not real.
So that was a body double then.
Yeah, or, where's the springboard that he's just blatantly bounced off, and things. Emmy Scum, here's a different one. My worst moment was when I found out, Missy is the master.
Quite a few people didn't like that conclusion, actually. Quite a few people thought it was too obvious. I have to admit, it wasn't that obvious to me, but...
Well, some people didn't like it because it was a girl rather than a boy. Some people didn't like it because they wanted her to be Rani, which was an already existing female character. Some people might have thought it was too obvious, but the general consensus, including my own, on her performance the next week, was that she was actually very good and brought a lot of kind of fun to the character. So that is cool. Let's dismiss that. Right, Dashi, we'll bring Dashi in, and I'll get down the call while we are setting up. So we've got Doppelpopulus, awesome name. Missy didn't feel like the master episode to me. Speakster says the whole Foresty.
That is cheating. You can't have a whole episode as your worst.
It was a pretty bad episode. It was a pretty bad moment. Megaforce has gone the mega cheesy one. Do you want to read out Megaforce's one?
My worst moment was the series ending. I want more. I want more!
More Doctor Who fix. Several people saying, yes, the sister in the bush thing. Someone else saying... Oh, I need to dismiss some things because I can't scroll down. My least favourite was the explanation. This is Spots Night. My least favourite was the explanation of upgrading dead bodies into Cybermen. There are always, in a Doctor Who series, bits of science that don't quite add up. And I think you kind of have to make a choice as a viewer how much you're going to kind of go, yeah, that wouldn't work, and how much you're just going to go with it. But I do agree that there are some things that are easier to just let go past, and other things that don't. Dash, are you there?
Yes, I have. Yes, I am. I've been here for over a minute.
Over a minute.
Over a minute. What have you been doing during that minute? Tough time.
Listening to the peer review.
So,
tough times indeed.
So, when you, as you just joined us, why don't you tell us your favourite moment and then your worst moment?
Favourite moment from Doctor Who, just this entire series. I'm gonna have to say it's Peter Capaldi. There's not a moment. It is him. He has made the series a lot better than what it would have been without him.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst moments, I suppose it's the realization that every episode has had something great, yet something equally something that's made me go, huh? Or what? Really? Something that's equally stupid in response that's dragged the episode down. Every episode.
But you could probably make that
Sorry.
accusation about most episodes of most TV shows. Though, could you know? I mean, it's very hard to do 45 minutes of TV that is perfect.
Oh no, it's the fact that most episodes get the balance more towards the good side. This one, it was tilted towards more the average and then going downhill because most of the stupid stuff came near the end of the episode, so you'd remember it more.
But we've actually said that a few times in conversations that the episode that you like. I remember you saying a few times, "I really like that episode up until," or I think that's a fair point. Let me read out some more of these worst moments from people dash in, and feel free to comment on them as you wish. Doctor Who fan, the worst moment that made my jaw drop was Osgood's death. Lots of people had loads to say on that. I liked it.
Why did you like it?
Because of the reasons I said in last week's finale. It made the master character hated. It fulfilled a purpose. Dashi, did we speak to you last week?
Yes, we did, because I went hashtag bring back Osgood. I will agree. It's not I wouldn't say it's the worst moment. I'd say that's the saddest moment. One of the saddest moments in the series.
Yes. But sad is okay when it fits things. Mind you, I would say that whole episode was very sad, with the ending very sad, and there was a whole string of sad. There was the death of Danny, sad. There was Osgood dying, sad. There was the Doctor not finding Gallifrey, sad. There was the fact that both of them didn't stay with each other at the end, sad. Ton Berek says, this is things they don't like, the moon egg. Where did all the extra mass come from, and now the moon is only 100 million years old?
Yes! Somebody agrees with me about physics!
You got something. It looks like I think you brought your little fan club with you here today. You've got Filbury also 2201 says the moon being an egg and that creature lays an egg the exact same size and at the exact same place as its own egg. I do agree. It's stupid.
It is stupid.
You agreed at the time that it was stupid.
But I guess I just try not to think about it. If you jump on the PC, there will be fireworks.
My moment of contention with that episode, though, majority, is the fact that only half the planet voted. That is the worst bit about the episode. Only half the planet voted.
People have seemed to have gone for the things I hate more enthusiastically than they've gone for the things I love.
That's just the way that life works, isn't it?
But is that an indication, perhaps, that the series as a whole wasn't as good as perhaps it felt? I'll tell you what, so I'm just going to read out a couple more of these and then we'll move on to what did you think of the series as a whole. So, Companion Bray agrees with me, I hated the trailers. C. Gibson says it's the death of Osgood. Dreaming of Pandas says, didn't like the Doctor and Clara hugging in the last episode. Or if that's that it was sad or generally didn't like it.
It was a sad hug.
ICT Whelp G, sorry for pronunciation, says, I didn't like the Mummy on the Orient Express. Someone says how underused Danny was. I would agree in the second half of the series. Like he seemed to lose his character in the second half. My worst moment was when Doctor Who turned out to be real. Bagpiper Kevin. I disliked Danny's constant negative attitude towards the Doctor. I actually quite like that friction.
Did you?
And Spots Knight said I didn't like that the series ended with a lie between the Clara and the Doctor. Okay, I have cleared the question list. Now, so this is the last part of the show. What did you think of the series as a whole? Where would you put it in your rankings of top series to worst series, a good series, a bad series, an average series? But try and give us something to talk about. Give us a reason. Don't just kind of say, yeah, okay, badly. Just give us something to kind of put some meat on the bones. Clara, do you want to go first? Series 8.
Series 8.
Discuss.
Are you going to listen to me while I discuss this one?
I am. I'm listening.
Right. There's a crack in the wall.
There is a crack in there.
Did you think it's a crack in the fabric of time?
Oh my god! It's a different shape.
Okay, so I thought that there were some very good episodes. Episodes like the Orient Express were episodes which for me were some of the strongest episodes. I thought that it had a really strong overall kind of series arc. I liked the fact that the series arc for this didn't completely dominate it, but was there nevertheless.
There was actually 2 series arcs as well. There was the Doctor and Clara arc and the Missy cameos.
Yeah. But neither of them completely dominated the entire thing. There were still kind of standalone episodes which were good and which were interesting. I thought the character development for both the Doctor and Clara was particularly strong in this series. So overall, a very strong series. I don't think for me it's better than some of the Tennant series.
Why not?
I think that although there were some very strong episodes, I still think that there weren't as many kind of classic episodes. Like, how many of these will we go back and watch again in the same way that we do the earlier ones?
Although sometimes it's hard to, the benefit of time sometimes makes you want to go
absolutely.
back. But yeah, I take your point. And Dashi, so Series 8, what's your view?
I would say it's, I'm going to say it's average, sliding a little bit toward, I can't really call it good or bad at the minute, because as Clary said, it has some great episodes, but then each time I look back at it, I find the bad stuff more memorable for some reason. So, I'm going to base it off the first and last episodes. Comparing them with like Matt Smith and Tennant. Tennant's last episode, great, of when he finally bowed out and that. Then you've got Matt Smith's last episode, which is also really good. But then you've got the first season of Capaldi's, and at the end of that, it's good, but I don't feel it's as great as the others because it didn't really have the gravitas.
But in some ways, it was a lot sadder. Like, it was less spectacular, but perhaps by design.
There's always like a middle placeholder episode as well that always catches your attention, and I feel Capaldi did that. It's a case of good episode, bad episode, constantly throughout the series. So you had one good, one bad, one good, one bad, one good, one bad. Which is, I'm not sure if that's actually a good thing because you could remember so much.
There was inconsistency there. I agree, but it's very hard to. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate, but it is very hard, I think, to get 12 consistently great or good episodes. But I take your point. My view on the series is, and this is, I really enjoyed the episodes, and the only one I came out of going that was terrible was the tree one, and compared to some of the Matt Smith's episodes, where I actually had that feeling not regularly, but far more than I had it with Tennant. There was a point in Series 5 we really didn't like Series 5, and there were points in Series 5 where we started to kind of feel, are we even going to carry on watching this?
Yeah, that's true.
But I never had that with this series, and I enjoyed it. I thought like both of you said, the interplay between the characters was great. The development of the characters was great. There was some original stuff, but I didn't. We watched the Family of Blood episodes, Human Nature. I'm sure you remember those, the John Smith Doctor Who episodes. We watched those early the other day because we were collapsing after unpacking the house. And those episodes are just so good. Just so good.
That's the fist of pure emotion.
The fist and a head of shattered dreams. Got to leave them all behind me now. Those episodes are just so good. And then you get to the end of that episode, and the trailer at the end of the Family of Blood episode is Blink.
Yeah, and both of us immediately at that trailer, we were like, "Oh my goodness, that's like really good episodes all in a row."
And so,
that trailer didn't give away the entire episode.
It didn't. But my thoughts are that I don't think anything in this series touched the greatness of some of the best Tennant episodes.
That's what I was trying to say.
But I agree with you. But I do think it's been a good series that has made me excited to see more of it. I do think it was a great start by Capaldi. I do think that Clara, if that was her final series, had a brilliant swan song. I think she'll be remembered far more favourably now than she was before. I think it's been surprising. I think there's been some really nice quotes. It's made me laugh out loud. I think it was I wonder how much age plays a role or how much personal preference plays a role, but I love Tennant as Doctor and I love Eccleston as Doctor. I was a bit indifferent to Matt Smith, but I do like Capaldi in the role. So that's a good one. I'm trying not to say it, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Sorry, can I just pose the pair of you a question a second? Are you liking it? I feel as though the story has been a bit lax in terms of, it's been degrading in that in the past few seasons. In that the quality's gotten a little, it's going slowly downhill. Now, is the reason you like it the story, or the actor playing, or the actors surrounding it?
No, I don't think it's just the actor, because I think that the interplay between Clara and the Doctor has been really good, and that's down to scripting and acting. Acting obviously plays a massive part, but I do think that's scripting as well. What I would say is that, you know how with Matt Smith, when you kind of think about the baddies, you instantly with Matt Smith kind of go, oh my God, the silence, or the return of the angels and things like that. And with the Tennant episodes, again, you've got the family of blood, and you've got, Madame de Pompadour, and things like there's enemies and other characters that really stand out and are incredibly memorable. But I wouldn't say from this series that I'm instantly going, oh, I hope we see XYZ bad guy again. There's something they could bring back again. Do you know what I mean? And so that might be where you're kind of going with it. Is it plot line or is it acting? But I do think that the character development this season has been very good. From a scripting point of view as well. What do you think?
I feel the scripting has been good. It's just a case of, the way I base this around is a case of, okay, take out Peter Capaldi, take out Jenna Coleman, throw in throw in Rose Tyler, throw in Christopher Eccleston, will it have the same impact? If you put in those two in place of in place of Clara and Capaldi, would Eccleston and Rose Tyler do the same job? Would they do it as well?
I don't know. I think it's very hard to see her. Once you've seen one actor in a role, I think it's very hard to...
because the characters are so different as well.
But I think it's very hard to... I think there's a lot of very talented actors around. I don't think Capaldi was... I don't think we can put people on a pedestal and say, well, Capaldi was the only one that could ever possibly have played that. I think there's lots of actors that could have done an equally good job, but I'm sure they would have done it slightly in their own way. But I don't know. I guess because I'm not an actor, I think it's kind of a little bit insulting to the rest of the acting world to kind of say, well, it was that actor over everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just feel as though Capaldi brought the entire series up a notch because of the quality of his acting. I mean, even with some of the stupid stuff he's had to do, he's actually handled it really well. I mean, when he's actually crashed, very first episode, I found the entire situation with him on the beach wandering around confused a little bit too silly. Yet he managed to...
Yeah, I didn't like that.
He managed to pull it off really well, though.
He didn't manage to pull off that stupid sparkly T-shirt. Let's get people's comments here. Probably gonna, as we bring the show into to land. Small Blue Monkey says probably the best season since the return. I loved not knowing how the Doctor was going to react when people we should care about were in danger. I agree with that. There was definitely an unexpected nature to the Doctor, no, I'm not sure how to describe it, but yeah, he was worrying. He was surprising. You didn't know how he was.
He was unpredictable.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Amy Scarmer says the 12th Doctor is my second favourite Doctor behind the 9th. I do think there's a nice synergy between the 12th and the 9th and maybe the 6th, on the kind of more grumpy side. But you can probably make comparisons all over the place. Megaforce says, I think this has been the best series and the 12th Doctor role. Capaldi played it perfectly. Main reason for liking it is it showed a lot of potential and we get to meet the childhood Doctor. That's true. Have they ever done Doctor's childhood before? I don't know. But certainly not in the new stuff. Oh, there was that one thing with looking into the time vortex.
I don't think they've done Doctor's childhood in the old series either. They've rarely touched on it.
I think you shouldn't, in a way, because they do love to go back to this whole who is the Doctor thing. And I personally find that a bit meaningless anyway. But if you show exactly who the Doctor's childhood is and where he comes from, there is no longer a who is the Doctor. Is that kid grown up.
Then my advice on it is do not look up the Cartmel Master Plan, I believe it is, which is an entire theory based around the Sylvester McCoy Doctor, which got put into novels, which is ridiculous and stupid.
Well, I wouldn't mind the idea if it was well done, but what I'm warning is that they often use the who is the Doctor thing as a plot point, and you can't use it as a plot point anymore once it's been kind of revealed. ICT Welpg says, I preferred this series despite a few episodes that had a clear link. It had a clear link between episodes, and it seemed to really be about the Doctor instead of just going on adventures. True. So it was Doctor Who. Angelina says, so are you saying Series 8 was like the Windows version of 95? Crap 98, good ME, crap XP, good etc. I don't know if it does swing up and down. I quite like Matt Smith's last one as well. But I remember the Windows analogy about the whole tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. You know, are we on a tick or are we on a top? RB677112 says, I would place Series 8 as my third favourite since the revival, behind Series 3 and Series 4. Mainly because of Missy cameos ruined the presence of the finale. Interesting. Cameos are a difficult one to do. What's your view on it?
I would...
Dash, do you think it aided the finale, took away from the finale, was irritating, was good?
This clearly took away from it. I always liked the... I'm trying to think, what season was Saxon? Was he 3? Okay, yeah. Basically, just all the little bits of background information. It got people to look. It's a case of if you watched it or even listened to it, there's just little droplets pouring in. Whereas this one, it's just a case of, this is the bad guy at the end of the season. We're not giving you much surprises apart from who the heck they are and where the heck they are. It's a case of I prefer the Saxon style of doing it. Just little drips and drabs going in throughout the entire series, and not just here's a minute at the end of each episode. Here's a minute at the end of nearly each episode.
Yeah, pot taken. Yeah, I think it was. I got a bit tired of them because, and I said this when we did the individual episode reviews, that by the time you'd seen the third one, you'd basically seen the whole thing. It was just like someone dies, goes to visit her, she makes a sarcastic comment, you move on. But it was just that kind of over and over and over again. Here's a nice one from Chloe. Perhaps this might be a nice one to finish, actually. Series 8 has revived my excitement with Doctor Who. I couldn't wait for the next episode, which hadn't happened for a few years. Tom Baker was my first and favourite Doctor, but Capaldi has now become my Doctor. Well, that's great that some of you, and many of you, in fact, really enjoyed it so much, including myself. And I think having I would agree with that. I'm excited for next series as well. I think that I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it, who the new companion will be, or if it's the same companion, who the enemies will be. Whether Missy will return, all those kind of things. You know, I'm looking forward to the next series as well, which I couldn't always say during the Matt Smith era. Actually, you looking forward? Are you looking forward to the Santa episode?
I'm looking forward to the next series, but not the Santa episode.
I think I might agree with you there, but I've
seen the preview from Children in Need. It's a case of, we're going to go with cheap jokes from Santa. This is essentially going to be Robot of Sherwood taken a little bit further and mixed with aliens. That's what I feel the Christmas episode is going to be.
I think Christmas episodes are a mixed bag. There are good ones and there are not good ones, and we will just see what happens. So thank you very much, Dashi, for joining us, and thank you to Clara. She's headed off to look after Izzy now. But and thank you to everyone that has been on the show over the last few weeks. We will keep doing Sunday night shows, and I still stream. We might go back to the Doctor Who gaming show. We haven't completely decided yet, but there will be something, and there'll be something Doctor Who related. And of course, Doctor Who Legacy is still on Thursday nights if you want to continue to talk and play with us.